Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Welcome to Shut Up Football. I'm Jeff Stoltzfus. That's Kevin. Just time for a quick recap of some NFL headlines. Josh McDaniels was fired last week and replaced by Antonio Pierce as the interim head coach. I could do a whole video on that. But ultimately, I think Raiders fans are happy with the move. One person who's not is Rob Gronkowski, but not for the reasons you think. Gronk pointed out that McDaniels is still going to get paid for another 4 years. Remember, he originally got a 6-year deal worth over $60 million. Something players don't get. Most players get a 2 to 3 year deal, and it's not for guaranteed money. Between McDaniels, the GM, and other coaches, collectively, it'll cost the Raiders $85 million to clean house, meaning they crunched the numbers and said, I'll get my wallet. Antonio Pierce was made the interim head coach, and that's the right choice. But a part of me wishes that it was Jeff Saturday. Jerry Jones was on a recent radio show when he said this.
But it is the absolute glory hole to have that elusive win to be the champion.
That's not a misquote. He's been saying this for years. Here he is from 2012.
It is a reminder. I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
What do you think a glory hole is? Just a reminder, if you like what you see or hear here today, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. That is the currency here on YouTube that helps the channel grow and get recommended. And now, the roast. Everyone was wearing the cool new NFL hoodies made from discarded Amazon boxes, aka Sadness Suede. Matt Canada was on the sideline for the first time in his career, and the broadcast made a meal out of it, even though most of us didn't know where he belonged or how to get him back there. He was like a lost dementia patient at the bus stop. Nobody knew how he got there or where he was going, but we were all a little envious that he couldn't be disappointed. J.J. Watt was there to watch his brother T.J. continue the family tradition, defenestrating rookie QBs, and also a special halftime performance by their cousin. The Steelers were flagged for 12 men in the huddle, 13 if you count Jesus. He walks with us all. The sheen came off of Will Levis in this one. The only Titans touchdown came via Derrick Henry when he planked for 6. T.J. Watt had his helmet ripped off, and he still got the sack. You fools! You just made him more aerodynamic. The man can run a 4.2 without pants. I once saw him tackle an ice cream truck full nude. George Pickens almost had a touchdown, but his second foot touched out of bounds. But I danced. He had 2 catches for -1 yard. I slept till noon yesterday and ate a bagel in the shower. Strange to realize I have more receiving yards than George Pickens this week. Deontay Johnson got his first touchdown in nearly 2 years, and while he was celebrating, Pickens looked poutier than lips at Sephora. He probably put up posters of My Chemical Romance and painted his nails black before posting "Free Me" on his Instagram and deleting all Steelers references. Because that's how grown men handle their problems now. Scrub your socials. Back in my day, we'd split firewood with our bare hands and shoot the natives. A very timely move by Pickens, considering the trade deadline was over a week ago. Maybe instead of dragging his team on IG, he should learn to drag his toes. Welcome to Germany. It was a home game for the Chiefs in Frankfurt. Nothing says Germany like Native American imagery. The officials made some calls in German, which was nice at first, but escalated quickly.
Mit ihrem eigenen Blut werden sie bezahlen. Sie werden saufen in ihrem eigenen Blut.
Tyreek Hill was undressed, and the ball was shuttled to another defender, who ran like a villain from an episode of Scooby-Doo was chasing after him. The Chiefs were up by 3 scores before the Dolphins finally started putting up points. Tua fumbled a bad snap on 4th down, and the Chiefs got to import a win before the bye. Jaron Hall got his first pro start, and that was nice. Let's never do it again. He was knocked out of this game by the second quarter, and Joshua Dobbs had to come in. A man who only joined the team 5 days ago. Barely long enough to wash the Cardinal off of him and pick his favorite urinal. Calais Campbell got him for a safety, and later he fumbled. Coach O'Connell was scribbling plays on cocktail napkins and running them in via some compliant gerbils. And I swear I had an alopecia joke in here somewhere, but Will Smith must have slapped it off my script. Bad boys, what you gonna do? Jonnu Smith broke off a huge touchdown run, but he slipped on some ironic foreshadowing after.
Hey everybody, it's Danny Glover.
Show some respect. This man killed a predator. Dobbs found Alexander Madison for a score, and the comeback was on. The Falcons got their hands on him, but they couldn't bring him down. His giant NASA legs kept picking up first downs. He threw a game-winning touchdown to Brandon Powell and fetched me some parchment, a quill, and some lamb's blood. The legend must be recorded. Maybe this can be Dobbs' thing, wandering from town to town winning games for despondent sports teams, like some athletic Ronin, inspiring countless Disney movies along the way. Think of the merchandising! Prior to the game, Matt Ryan was kidnapped by Cam Jordan. No word on what he's gonna do with him, but the white boy black market just ain't what it used to be. It was another tough day for rookie QB Tyson Bagent. He hit Cole Kmet for 2 touchdowns, but he was also responsible for 4 turnovers. Someone convinced Deontay Foreman the field was a piñata, and his sweet tooth took over. Taysom Hill caught a touchdown and threw one too. If he ever learns to kick, he could be his own team. It makes me wonder what football is keeping him from achieving. Can he surf? Can he science? Can he run for president as both Republican and Democrat? I'd vote for him. He could be his own vice president. The Rams had the unfortunate experience of being a get-right game for the Packers. It was fucking raining. Brett Ripien was in for an injured Stafford, and I applaud him for setting the tone early with an impressive double fumble. On 4th and inches, the Packers went for a brotherly shove, but they were flagged for offsides. Tony Stark's stand-in, Matt LaFleur, was furious. They blamed guard John Runyon for being in the neutral zone, which doesn't sound as cool as the danger zone, which is where I live. At least, that's what my cardiologist told me. It sounds sexier when he says it. They went for it again later and met with the same result. You gotta line up behind Mama Goose, Runyon. Just look at any inspirational calendar in a grandmother's kitchen. Or nature, I guess. Love lost the ball, and it looked like a fumble, but upon further review, it was a cry for help. This week, the dumbest interception of the week is replaced by the dumbest fumble of the week. Rookie Dontavian Wicks fumbled untouched and flipped it directly to the defender, leaving the viewing public to stare in wide-eyed wonder. Regret! The Packers even finished, sending Luke Musgrave a touchdown pass to close it out, and you gotta Jordan Love that. Sam Howell continued to make big plays, tossing turd balls for big gains and rumbling for first downs. Jahan Dotson caught a perfect pass for a score. Hunter Henry caught a touchdown, and that graphic cannot be complimentary unless he actually looks like a potato wearing a toupee, or fake ID a Cabbage Patch doll used to buy liquor. Ramondre Stevenson ripped off a long one for a touchdown. On the final drive, Mac Jones' pass bounced off Juju Smith-Schuster's hands and was intercepted. That's a Juju boo-boo. And Mac Jones gonna need some therapy, I think. The Ravens ran for just shy of 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Gus Edwards could not be stopped. He was trucking guys and found the end zone twice. Tony Romo, where the hell are you shooting this? It looks like a club where a nice man with kind abs might buy me a drink named after one of the Golden Girls. Rookie running back Keaton Mitchell broke out for over 100 yards and a touchdown, and all it took was them giving him the ball. Happy birthday, OBJ. He caught a touchdown from Tyler Huntley during pity play. Garbage time. Is that really better? CJ Stroud came out like a Gatling gun, shooting tutties in all directions. Collins, Dell, Brown, Schultz. You didn't even need a name to catch one in this game. But the Bucs didn't wilt. Baker Mayfield had a good game, and Rachaad White found points twice. The Texans lost their field goal kicker and had to go for 2-point conversions all day until running back Dare Agumbawale came out to try a 29-yard field goal, and he nailed it. D'Amico Ryans is a culinary Houdini, turning chicken shit into chicken salad and tricking opposing teams into positive Yelp reviews. Mayfield hit K. Dotton for his second score late. And say goodnight, Texans. This game is over. There's no way CJ Stroud was gonna drive the length of the field in 40 seconds and throw a game-winning touchdown, stealing the game like a blanket from a lover in the middle of a cold winter's night. Who does that? Who throws 5 touchdowns in one game? That's not a thing, right? Hello? Why are there still blimps? There must be a faster way. With Joshua Dobbs shipped off to walk on the purifying waters of Lake Minnetonka, it was time to see what rookie Clayton Tune could do against the Browns, which felt like a welcome to the NFL quote, followed by 37 minutes of demonic laughter, interrupted halfway through by a second, somehow scarier demonic laughter. Tune was picked off and picked on all day. Meanwhile, Amari Cooper was catching balls bounced off Cardinal skulls. Ladies and gentlemen, do not adjust your sets. This man is blurry. They sacked Clayton Tune and showed their signature move, proctologist hand. Hollywood Brown was flagged for pass interference. An amazing feat considering he didn't touch anyone.
I don't know how you could possibly make that call.
And what the hell is that sound? Is someone spanking the Tin Man? Congratulations to Kareem Hunt and David Njoku for the courage to announce their union publicly. Why is this man in chains? Didn't we fight like a whole war about that shit? It's confusing. Clayton Tune was sacked so many times, his future children are likely to find Cleveland offenders in their DNA tests. Coming up short on offense, and no, that's not a Bryce Young short joke. This time, the Panthers tried a different approach to moving the ball downfield, executed to perfection. Kenny Moore picked off Bryce Young twice and took both to the house. 4 of 6 sisters were there to cheer him on. Holy cow, 6 sisters! This man has never seen the inside of a bathroom in his life. Young was picked off a 3rd time by Olubi, which I thought was a streaming service for horny businessmen. Frank Reich said this wasn't a revenge game, which was good, because they lost by a lot. And riddle me this, if the NFL isn't scripted, then why is everybody doing the same damn dance? Daniel Jones was back. Good to see him back throwing passes to... It was Antonio Pierce's first game as interim head coach. Jacoby Myers started off the scoring with some trickery, pretending to be a dumbass and then sprinting to the end zone for points. Daniel Jones left due to injury. It was Tommy Devito time, a man with resting Jersey Shore face. Devito threw 2 interceptions. I know the picks are tough, but Tommy, you gotta forget about it. The Giants lured them into a false sense of security by being down 27-0 going into the 4th. That's when they struck. Wan'Dale Robinson in the corner for 6. The Giants went for 2 because they're funny, on what appeared to be a Philly special run by rodeo clowns. After the game, a somber moment as the Raiders reflected on their ex-coach, Josh McDaniels.
Does that look infected? 100%. I will pray for it.
I like my playbooks like I like my women. Thick. Everybody was going for it on 4th down. One of the few legs in this game came after a Kenneth Gainwell touchdown. When a series of penalties backed the extra point up so far, Jake Elliott looked like he could kick a puppy through the uprights.
This guy stole my lunch, and I will have my vengeance.
There was a lot of scoring in this game, but the difference was in inches. Luke Schoonmaker was tackled just shy of a touchdown, and Dak Prescott stepped out of bounds just prior to a 2-point conversion. This game was like a hospice patient with spunk, refusing to die. Penalties were flying and Eagles players were dropping like flies. Dress yourself in 7 layers of socks, Cowboys, but just like the rest of this game, you still came up short. Josh Allen ran for a touchdown, but he was flagged for taunting because he pointed. I remember when I was bullied as a child. He beat the ever-living shit out of me, but it was the pointing that hurt the most. One more and Allen would get ejected from the game. That would spark a rule change, I think. Ratings would plummet as no one wants to watch a primetime game featuring backup Cleve Van Beef or Sparky Johansson under center. Stop acting sexy, Burrow. Get your head in the game.
Sont chez eux, Cincinnati arrive et a battu la terreur de l'AFC du Bloc Nord.
Oh God, it's happening again. Parlez-vous 911. It was Bengals all night. Even little dump-offs were going the distance. Diggs got a touchdown late, but failed to get the 2-point conversion after he took out a security guard in the process. They didn't even help him up. They just pulled him off of Diggs. Does this man have a family? Does he teach orphans to read? You don't know. Joey Bosa must have had a rolled up carpet in his trunk, because he was dumping bodies. He stripped Zach Wilson and then dove on it like a live grenade. In the middle of the game, Zach Wilson lost his mind and was desperate for a waiter.
Chocolate milk!
Get the man some damn milk. It was an absolute pleasure meeting Troy Aikman's dad. And I thought Joey Bosa was housebroken, but here we go again. Meanwhile, on the Manning cast, Arnold Schwarzenegger was force-feeding a donkey Nutri-Grain bars. Tune in next week when Stallone feeds a yak. Sad to see kicker Cameron Dicker's drinking problems persist. Khalil Mack got a sack, and that can only mean one thing. Time for titty guns. Pew pew pew! Keenan Allen made a highlight reel catch. That's 10,000 yards in his career. An amazing accomplishment that must be memorialized, especially when you're a Charger, and the only way you'll make a Super Bowl appearance is if you're in a commercial during it. Aaron Rodgers was on the sideline giving 0 fucks and straight tripping on Hubba Bubba like a 5-year-old. Wilson had them on the move late, and the fans loved it. All 12 of them. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of them are on their phones. That guy's smiling, so he's clearly a Chargers fan. You know what? We'll just round up. Another painful loss for Jets fans. But you know what sometimes makes me feel better?
Chocolate milk! Chocolate milk!
And now it's time for the soft pretzel of the week.
Yummy.
This week, the pretzel goes to Raiders owner Mark Davis. That's right, this man, who is a softball to roast on my worst day. I'm giving him the soft pretzel because he did the hard thing. Sure, to me it was the obvious thing, but like I said off the top, firing Josh and friends was $85 million off the books. It's also admitting that you were wrong. Again. In fact, part of why I'm giving it to him this week is to beat whatever decision he makes next. He didn't do anything yet, did he? No. Okay, keep an eye on that. And that's our show. Thank you so much for watching Shut Up Football. Please leave your comments below, like, subscribe, click the bell, say hi to your mom for me, and we'll catch you next week. Peace!
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Josh McDaniels was fired last week and replaced by Antonio. That is hard to say, but what isn't that I write?
You gotta forget about it!